Hello everybody and welcome to the opening round of the FIA Motocross World Championship MXGP. We're back here in Qatar, just about half an hour's drive from the capital Doha, and it's our first studio show of the season on MXGP TV, and we've got a great audience for you today. We've got Thomas Covington here from Rockstar Energy Husqvarna. We've got Hans Corvers, the team owner from Khmer Yamaha Yamalube, and we've also got the defending champion from MXGP, Tim Gajser from Team HRC MXGP, coming up a little bit later on. You might be able to hear as well, or see from flags if you've got any behind us. It's a little bit windy here today in the desert, so we'll do our best to bring this to you with as little disruption as possible. But joining me as well is Lisa Leyland. Lisa, great to see you. We're about to kick off again. Are you looking forward to it? It's warmish, but it's very, very windy, isn't it?
It is warmish, but you're right. We're both having quite bad hair days today, aren't we?
Well, I don't know.
I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. But no, it's like it's a good start to the season. I love coming here.
Yeah, that's what happens when the wind blows over the top of your head. It makes it look like my wig is about to fall off. But let's introduce our first guest. So Rockstar Energy Factory Racing, Husqvarna Factory Racing, Thomas Covington. And Thomas, great to see you here. Second year on the team for you now. How are you feeling coming into this opening round compared to last year? Are you feeling a bit more relaxed, a bit more comfortable knowing your surroundings?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, last year, being my first year on the Husqvarna, was a pretty big change from the Japanese bike to the European bike, and I felt good last year also, but you know, just a few injuries at the beginning of the season last year held me back from you know, the overall standings and the points last year. But feeling good this year, really comfortable with the team, and ready to get the thing started.
And what about your teammates? Obviously, Conrad Muse, you know him from last year already, but Thomas Kjær Olsen, the defending, or last year's EMX 250 champion, joins you. How are you getting along with them? How's the atmosphere within the team?
Yeah, the atmosphere is really good. All three of us, we've been doing a lot of training together, and it's pretty competitive on practice days. It can throw down the fastest lap time, but it's all good. I think it's helping us all to progress and get better. And yeah, with Thomas on the team now, it's been really good. He's I think he's a good addition to the team. And yeah, it's a bit strange for me being the oldest guy on the team. I'm used to being the youngest guy, but it's pretty cool, you know. I'm looking forward to the year.
Something of a veteran.
Yeah, I guess so.
A brand new season, Thomas. This track's actually been pretty good to you before in the past. You've had a second in a qualifying race and a third in a main race. Would you say that this track suits your riding style?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it's a little bit American style with all the nice jumps and pretty high speed, and just the way they prep it, how they rip it pretty deep and everything. I enjoy coming here. I love the track, and the city's pretty cool too. It's something a little bit different.
How is the track though? Because when we got here, we found out that they've kind of taken probably a lot of the dirt from before off, taken a lot of rocks out and brought in maybe another 30 centimetres or so of dirt, put that on top. So it looks fantastic out there at the moment, probably the best we've ever seen it.
Yeah, actually I didn't know they did that, but I did notice out there in free practice it was a bit softer than it normally is, and a bit more, yeah, a bit more ruddy in all the corners. And I thought maybe it's from the rain they had earlier this week, but yeah, for sure in all the corners there's a lot more lines than there was before, and I think the track's going to be really good for the racing.
Well, Tim Gajser is just going out doing our GoPro track preview with Antonio Cairoli at the moment. He'll be joining us a little later on today. But coming back to you, Thomas, you're the only rider on the grid in MX2 this year as the season starts to have won a Grand Prix in MX2. That was Leon in 2015. Does that put you at an advantage or a disadvantage, do you think?
To be honest, I don't think it really matters. You know, there's some really good guys in the class still, with Jonas and Sur and a few other guys who have really been riding good, and had a lot of consistent finishes throughout the last couple of years. So I've really just got to work on being good every weekend and consistent throughout the whole year.
And also, you're just one of two riders as well to have won an MX2 race, the other rider being Paul's Jonas. So that's going to make some pretty exciting racing, isn't it? It's going to be wide open for all of you, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I think everybody's pretty motivated to go out there and get some wins with Jeffrey moving out, and as well as a few other guys. It's wide open, and yeah, it's going to be fun to get it going.
I can't wait to get started. Yeah. Right, we've got some social media questions for you.
Right.
MX Justin says, are you having MX2 top 3 expectations for the season, being almost European and physically stronger than ever, he says.
I don't know about being almost European. I'm still 100% American, but but anyway, it's Yeah, for sure. I'm shooting for the podium every weekend this year. That's my goal, and I think that's where I'm going to have to be if I want to be in the race for the championship at the end of the year.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, as you can see, still got Tim Gajser going around. I wonder if we can just pick some up. Have we got live images of Tim going around? Is that a possibility or not? Not really. Okay, but him and Cairoli seem to be enjoying themselves out of there. In terms of coming into this new season then, Thomas, how do you kind of, okay, we just answered that question there in terms of top three. There we go, they're just coming to the end. They normally do a couple laps of this just to get everything perfect. Where would you say the main competition's coming from this year in terms of who's out there on the grid now? Because obviously Jeffrey's gone up, Max has gone up. You know, what is your expectation from that side? Where do you expect that competition to come from?
It's hard to say, really. There's so many guys that could step up this year and run up front. You know, I think after a few rounds we'll maybe be able to see who that top 4 or 5 is going to be, break away from the pack, and I just got to make sure I'm one of those guys, and no matter who it is.
And thinking about MXGP, obviously we did say Jeffrey's moved up and Max has moved up. Everybody seems healthy at the moment, apart from Jeffrey, who's just picked up a knock just in the last couple of weeks. What would you expect to see from MXGP? Because everybody seems to be talking about how open MX2 is this year, but it's looking pretty similar, isn't it? There's no clear winner at the moment in the MXGP category.
Yeah, for me, as a fan, I'm excited to watch the MXGP class with Jeffrey moving up and with Gajser, Fevre. Cairoli seems to be riding really good at the moment, watching a few of the preseason races. And so yeah, I'd love to see Cairoli get back on top a few times. That'd be cool to see. And also, Anstey's looking really good on the 450 as well. I think the bike suits him really good. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do.
Well, obviously, again, I was talking to Antti Pyörinen a couple of weeks ago, and he said he'd be surprised not to see him in the top 5 is more the thing as to anywhere else. Would you agree with that? Do you spend much time with the MXGP team, or is it 2 separate entities?
It's 2 separate teams, but I still talk to Max a little bit, and yeah, we're good buddies. Me, him, and Conrad, and we still ride together at the tracks every now and then. And but yeah, we're 2 separate teams. Okay,
and what about Rasmus Jorgensen? As is there in the background with the team, isn't he? I noticed Joel Roulant is still there as well. Who's taking care of who in that department? Yeah, Joel is still my guy. He does my whole program, tells me what to do. Yeah. but Rasmus has been around as well at the tracks when Joel can't be there, and he helps out everyone. He pretty much does whatever we need taken care of, and it's been a help having him around. All right, well, Thomas Covington, Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Factory Racing, thanks for joining us here today. Before we get rid of Thomas, though, let's take a quick look at some of the interesting things we can look forward to in MX2. Here's some of the rider changes and riders to look out for. The MX2 class for 2017 is possibly the most open it's been in a long time, so let's give you a heads up as to who to look out for this season. With Jeffrey Hurlings and Max Anstey moving into MXGP, all eyes will undoubtedly be on the rider who finished runner-up in 2016, Jeremy Seewer. The Suzuki World MX2 rider impressed last year and found the podium 10 times, and will no doubt be looking for that first GP win as well as the world title. But it won't be easy, and here's why. Benoit Paturel has claimed 4 career podiums. 3 of those came last year on his way to 3rd overall, and make no doubt about it, the Khmer official Yamaha rider will be a serious challenger for the MX2 crown. Despite missing the last 5 rounds through injury, Paul Jonas will be aiming to add the MX2 title to his already impressive CV. So far, the Red Bull KTM Factory Racing pilot has claimed the 85 and 125 European titles, the 125 Junior World Championship, and was MX2 runner-up in 2015. And the Latvian has to start as one of the favourites. He's also just one of 3 riders to have won an MX2 race coming into this season. 2016 was a breakout year for HSF Logistics Motorsports' Brian Vogers of the Netherlands, and with 2 visits to the podium, he'll no doubt be looking for the top step as he aims to improve on 6 overall last year. He'll be partnered with Calvin Valandren and Davy Puches in what is a very strong team indeed. It's been a tough few seasons for the Italian Samuele Bernardini, but in what was something of a comeback year for the TM Factory rider, the 3-2-1 certainly left his mark last year. He narrowly missed out on the podium on 3 occasions, and his 8th overall in the final standings should see him as a force to be reckoned with in 2017. Bulgaria's Petr Petrov is another rider who's had a tough couple of seasons, but 2 podiums in 2 years means the Monster Energy Kawasaki rider should not be counted out. He has a new teammate this year in the form of Adam Sterry, and the Brit is pretty rapid at the drop of a gate, so don't be surprised to see both riders running up front. As we head into 2017, just one rider on this year's grid has won an MX2 Grand Prix, and that's the American Thomas Covington. After switching to the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna factory racing team in 2016, TC64 really upped his game. With 2 race wins under his belt as well, Covington knows how to get the job done and will be looking to get off to a flyer here in Qatar. So what about the rookies? After winning the EMX 250 title last year, Thomas Kjær-Olsen will be a very dark horse and a possible top fiver right off the bat, especially if his impressive debut in Switzerland last year is anything to go by. He remains Husqvarna mounted but gets the upgrade to the official Rockstar Energy factory team, alongside Covington and Conrad Muse. Second overall in last year's EMX 250 championship was the American Darian Sanai, and like Olsen has already had a taste of MX2. This year he will race for Monster Energy DRT Kawasaki and will be based in England. Last year he took 2 overall victories, so knows how to win races. Can he do the same in MX2? Another rider to look out for will be Suzuki World MX2 pilot Bas Varsen, who moves up to MX2 after placing 3rd in EMX 250 last year. With Jeremy Seewer as his teammate and Stefan Everts as his boss, expect his learning curve to be pretty steep. Finally, one rider to definitely look out for is Red Bull KTM Factory Racing's Jorge Prado, who almost pulled off a shock race win over Jeffrey Hurlings at Assen on his MX2 debut last year. The kid is rapid out of the start, and if his rivals give him half a sniff at leading a race, he will be tough to beat. Well, welcome back everybody. A great insight there into what we can look forward to in MX2. As we said before when Thomas Covington was here earlier, it's going to be very, very open indeed. And I'm glad to say our second guest has arrived here now on MXGP TV. Hans Corvers, the team owner for Khmer Yamaha Yamalu, and it's first time on the studio show for you. Welcome.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to it?
Welcome everybody.
Looking forward to it? Not nervous?
No, a little bit, but
We don't bite.
No.
that's okay.
Well, look, it's the start of the year. We've seen all team videos and video clips and that kind of thing, press conferences. And I saw a snippet of yours the other day, and I thought I heard you say this is 20 years now for Khmer being involved in racing. Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, that's completely right. So 1997 was the year that we started with Khmer. It was also my last race season.
Yeah.
In the Amateur Federation in Belgium. And yeah, Yamaha Belgium, they want to create few guys around me that time. And we did it immediately with like a company that we create Khmer. And I want to say, because not so many people know that, but the name Khmer is standing for Kom maar eens achter.
Okay.
It's in Dutch,
Yeah.
and it means come and try to catch me.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
That's Khmer. So
Yeah.
it's just the name, but it's nice. Now come and try to catch me.
That's
It's
really
not so
cool.
it's
Have you
not so
always,
bad.
so is that always with Yamaha as well then, or is that
Yeah.
just the most recent?
No, we start with Yamaha Belgium, and then after 15 years, we switched to the FMB in Belgium. 1 year only local in Belgium, and then we came to the European Championship 1 year. And now we start on our 6th World Championship here, and always on Yamaha.
Okay, and before we talk about the team and the riders, what is your background then? You know, what do you do for your day job? Do you have a day job?
Yeah.
So background first.
The background is, I was by myself motocross rider in the 80s, from 84 to 87. I did also the World Championship 125. So I was good, but not good enough. Between 15 and 25, so it's not good enough. I couldn't make no money. Then I stop and I buy a truck, and I start a waste company. So containers and recycling. That I did 16 years, and then I sold it to the group of Suez. But always the passion and always the love of motocross was there. And then Marnik, he's from the same town. Marnik was the same town as me, Paul Beringen. And we saw each other, we came together, and then we start the European Championship. And yeah, for the rest, you know, it's the 6th year that we're going to start the World Championship. So
Cool.
it's at this moment, that was the background. At this moment, I have a company, Corvers Biofuel Benelux. It's wood pellets, all kind of green from wood products.
Yeah, green energy.
Yeah,
Okay.
green energy. That's one thing. I have a manager in that company, and then on the other side is Khmer. Also, the manager is Marnik. So these two, activities, I try to control a little bit and to organize. And what we do, we want to try to do good. But it's not easy. You know?
So you're pretty busy then. Now, you look after 3 talented young riders, don't you? You've got Alvin Osland, you've got Brent van Donink, and you've also got Benoit Paturel.
Yep.
Benoit's been a little gem to you, hasn't he, really?
Yeah. So it's a nice lineup. So Alvin is 19, Brent 20, and Benoit is now 22. Is busy on his last. He's gonna start on his last MX2 season. But it is so nice story with Benoit, because 3 years ago in Saint-Jean d'Angely in 2014, he had an injury on his shoulder, and he came to us, and he had no team for the year after. And Jackie Vimont, he said, "Hey guys, this is a guy who have a lot of potential." And it's a long story, but we signed him, and then at that time it's so funny to say, because he speaks a little bit slow, as we know. But it's so nice guy. And he said to me, "Hans, when you give me this chance, I want to be in top 10 and 15 and top 5 and 16 and in 17. I want to give you the world title."
Yeah.
But so far, Paul, he was 9 in 15.
Yeah.
He was last year 3.
Yeah.
So in the 20-year existence from Kimea, that should be.
Yeah. No pressure then.
We don't want to put pressure.
No. I like that though. So tell us about your team then. We've heard a little bit about Benoit, but what about the rest? We've got your video here from Sardinia. I believe it was shot by Mikey Neal. Tell us about your riders. We've got Alvin Osland in here, we've got Benoit in there, and Brent van Donink. A bit more information about the other guys, please.
Yeah, Brent, last year he was many times fast, but he had a few injuries. He was the whole season struggling with injuries. But we know that he can be really fast, and we are looking for a little bit more consistency this season. And for sure he will have the speed for top 6. But Alvin, he's still 19. It looks like that he is already many years there, but still 19. And he trained now with this winter with Benoit and Brent, and under the vision and the eyes from Jackie Vimont. It's great. It's great. So you can ask him by yourself. So he make a big step, and it's also nice for Benoit, because Benoit he say, "Hey guys, you push me up," because they are close behind him. So it's good. It's a good trio.
And what about the atmosphere in the team? They all get on very well. They all train together.
I will knock on the table, but so far it's brilliant. So these 3 guys, they have so much fun. They work really hard.
Yeah.
They have to be every day 8:30 with Jackie for start practice, for start training. 5 hours a day they train. But they make so much fun. They make so much young guys. But it's nice. But we will see during the season when they're gonna compete.
Different story.
That's a different story.
And obviously Jackie, he seems to, everything that he touches seems to turn to gold.
MX2 is going to be a red hot class this year, perhaps the most open we've seen in a number of years.
Many years, It's nice, because nobody can say now at this moment this guy gonna be a few seconds faster. So no, it's an open class now.
Yeah.
It's really nice, and I expect also a few young good riders who are coming close. Yeah, for sure. They are coming.
Yeah, and what about the first round here in Qatar? 5 years now we've been here. Is it a place that you and the team enjoy coming to?
Yeah, it's a nice place. Or the weather is always nice. Or we don't have no money. No, it's nice and good organized. It's perfect. We hope that it will continue.
All right, Hans Corvers, team owner for Kimea Yamaha Racing, official factory team for MX2. Thank you for joining us here. We're going to meet our next guest now, Tim Gajser, the defending MXGP champion. But before we do, let's take a look at some of the movers and shakers in MXGP that we can look forward to at the start of the season. It's been a productive winter with various riders switching bikes or teams or both. Here's a quick guide as to the movers and shakers in MXGP, starting with the defending champions Tim Gajser and HRC. Double world champion Tim Gajser will hope to make it 3 in a row this year and back-to-back titles in MXGP. He remains at Honda, but the Garibaldi team he raced for last year becomes the official team HRC for 2017. Alongside Gajser is the Russian Evgeny Bobashev, who enters his 7th season with the mighty Japanese Giants. After a 2-year hiatus, the Volvo Yamaha MXGP rider Arno Tonas makes his debut in the MXGP class and will be looking to impress on his return. Alongside him is Sean Simpson, who finds himself back in blue in what has been a team and machine change for the 3-time Grand Prix winner. The last time he raced a Yamaha, he claimed his maiden Grand Prix victory in 2013. And armed with factory machinery, expect Simpson and Tonus to be a threat from the very first round. Perhaps one of the biggest changes is Gauthier Paulhan's move to Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Factory Racing. Third in 2012 and runner-up in 2015, last year was over before it began after a back injury left him on the sidelines. It'll be interesting to see how he gels with the Husky. Max Nagel enters his third season with Husqvarna, and after finishing third last year, the German will be looking to win that elusive title, and it'll be interesting to see the dynamic between him and Paulhan as the season unfolds. Valentin Guillot swaps blue for red as he joins Team Honda Red Moto. He's also parted ways with his trainer Yves Demarié, and the three-time MX2 Grand Prix winner hopes his fresh outlook will come with its rewards. Moving to MXGP are three-time MX2 World Champion Jeffrey Hurlings and former third-place finisher Max Anstey. Hurlings has already shown us a glimpse of what we can expect at last year's Motocross of Nations, and will be itching to get off to a flyer here in Qatar, a place he has never lost. As for Max Anstey, he remains with Rockstar Energy Husqvarna Factory Racing, but moves next door to join Nagel and Paulhan, and many people think he might just suit the bigger bike, but will he be a title threat? We can never rule out former champion Romain Febvre, who'll be looking to bounce back from last year's injury-hit campaign. The Monster Energy Yamaha rider found it difficult to defend the crown and will be keen to regain the title. Antonio Cairoli has gone 2 years without a title now. Injury and young guns have kept him from adding to his 8 championships, but ignore him at your peril. The Red Bull KTM rider took 3 victories last year, and the neutrals amongst us would love to see him win again. Only time will tell. Jeremy Van Hoorbeek seems rejuvenated in 2017 and could be a dark horse and a serious contender for the crown. If he can deal with the pressure he puts on himself, expect him to be in the hunt. Last year's move to Monster Energy Kawasaki didn't go according to plan for Clément de Sales in what was an injury-hit campaign, but the MX Panda still managed to claim a Grand Prix victory before the season was over, and he has to be taken seriously, as always. Finally, Kevin Strybos surprised us all last year by winning his first Grand Prix in 9 years. If he stays healthy, still has the potential to make the top 3, certainly the top 5. Either way, we wish Kevin and everyone else in MXGP the very best of luck in 2017. Right, we're back here for our final guest, our final sector of the show, and Tim Gajser, the current and defending MXGP World Champion, joins us, Team HRC MXGP. Tim, you look a little bit wrapped up. I hear you're not feeling too well at the moment.
No, actually I don't feel
Just
too good.
A little bit closer. Yeah.
Actually, it's okay, you know, it's the beginning of the season. We are back here in Qatar. It's always nice to be here, and, you know, I'm really looking forward.
How's the winter been for you, first of all?
Yeah, it's been good, you know, like you guys know, we have completely new bike for 2017 season, so we've been testing a lot, riding a lot, and, you know, I'm happy with the bike, so just, you know, the fever got me a little bit now here in Qatar, but actually I'm quite ready, and, you know, so happy that this 3 months break is over, you know, because it was really long.
Yeah. What about the pre-season races, though? Are you happy with where you're at right now with the bike and your speed and everything?
Yeah, I would say I'm quite happy. The pre-season races didn't go the best, you know, didn't went like I want, but actually I learned a lot from mistakes I did in these 3 races, and you know, tomorrow it starts for real, you know, with the points and everything, so I will do my best. I know that I'm ready, and you know, we will see. It's a really long series, 19 races, so you really have to be consistent and collecting the points, and yeah, on the end it's we will count.
Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of seasons for you though, hasn't it? Winning back-to-back titles, perhaps maybe when you weren't expected to win. Just tell us, what's life like for you at the moment? Is it quite hectic, or has it calmed down a little bit now?
Yeah, it's, you know, I would say that I'm living the dreams, you know. As a kid I was dreaming about that, you know, to be world champion, and you know, ride with the best guys in the world, and you know, now being here, being back-to-back champion, it's just amazing, you know. I'm so grateful, so thankful for all the guys that are around me, helping me, and you know, HRC, all my family, everybody, so it's just been amazing 2 years, I would say.
When you came here last year, you surprised everybody by winning both motos on your debut in MXGP. I guess it was kind of a little bit unexpected, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
you know, how are you feeling coming into this one? You know, how's the track, for instance?
Actually, the track looks nice. Just the wind is a little bit strong, but actually, I think should be good for the racing. You know, it's a little bit more harder, I would say. They didn't trip so deep.
Yeah, because last year they took, there was talk last year, there was a lot of rocks in the ground last year. They've taken them out and they've put new dirt on top. So it's maybe similar to what it was in 2013, more softer.
Actually, I didn't try it here 2013, so I don't know how it was that year. But actually, it's, yeah, like I said, it's quite hard. And also, you know, after first free practice, it started to get rough, some square edge bumps. But you know, it's the same for everyone, so I will do my best, and you know, today we will already see how the speed, how everything it is, you know, with qualification race.
Okay, well, more from Tim in a moment. Let's just take a quick look at how you can enjoy something from one of our partners with Ojo. Well, as you can see, Ojo, the bag specialist. Do you fancy a brand new Ojo bag? I would. Then head over to www.mxgp-ojo.com, where we are offering you a 25% discount, not just on Ojo bags, but everything as well. So if you fancy that, then get yourself over to that website, mxgp-ojo.com. We're offering you 25% discount on Ojo bags. So don't want to disappoint yourself. What are you waiting for? Right, Lisa.
Yeah, I could do with a new Ojo bag. Right, we've got some social media questions for you, Tim. First one's from Salvatore Romano, and he says it's very difficult to become a world champion, but do you think it could be more difficult to actually keep that title and defend it?
I think that's more difficult, yeah. You know, like we talked, you know, last year I was coming into the season as a rookie. Not many people actually, nobody expect me to came, you know, and to win immediately. So now, second year as a defending champion, you know, everybody expects you to be there every weekend. So it puts you a little bit more pressure, but still, you know, you try to forget about that, you know. 2016 championship now is past, so we are now here in Qatar, new beginning of the season. So try to be focused on that and don't think about, you know, something else too much.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got another question from Debbie Warnman, and she says, "How have you prepared for the season, and where do you see yourself in the future?" And she also says, "Can you say hello to my husband Anders and my son Oliver?"
Say hello to them first of all at this camera here.
How is it?
Her husband Anders and her son Oliver.
Anders.
Yeah.
Hello, husband Anders and son
Her
Oliver.
Hi.
So
yeah. So how do you prepare yourself for the season, and where do you see yourself going in the future?
yeah, I think with my dad we have a good winter. You know, we've been training, pushing a little bit harder than last year. I think everybody did that. You know, so. In the fitness and, you know, on the physical side, I think I'm quite ready. Also on the bike we put a lot of hours on the testing, like I mentioned. Also on the riding, because it's completely new bike I have to get used to. So you know, I feel ready to defend the title. So I will do my best. I think that's all what I can do, and like I mentioned, at the end of the season we will see.
Yeah, obviously there's been a lot of talk as well about the arrival of two riders from MX2 last year, Max Hansen, Jeffrey Hurlings. What are your thoughts on that? Because you were a rookie once, and so was Roman Fevre, and you know, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah,
kind of makes things interesting, doesn't it?
For sure, it's gonna be even more interesting. More riders. You know, Jeffrey, we know that he's really fast. You know, he's definitely the title contender, and also Max Hansen. So you know, competition is really tight here in MXGP class. So many good guys that are able to win the races, that are able to win the GPs, also the title. So it's gonna be interesting.
Okay, well, Tim Gajser, the defending champion in MXGP. Thanks for joining us here today. I know he's a little bit under the weather, but we want to see Tim and the rest of the guys doing battle here in the qualifying races today. MX2 goes at 8 o'clock local time tonight, and MXGP at 20:50, 10 to 9 local time here in Doha. Well, the sun is about to set here. We're getting ready for the qualifying races. We hope you can join us live on MXGP TV. For those later on, of course, don't miss any of the action tomorrow. The opening round is just around the corner. We'll see you then. Bye for now.